Well, good morning guys and welcome to the show. Today, we're gonna show you how to take this speaker here and port it into the computer and use the Glowforge laser to make a mount to go into the dash of this Camaro. Now, I know a lot of you out there don't have a laser. However, some of you out there, and you know who you are big tool fanatics. Buying something like a laser, well, it's something you might do. And then some of you guys out there, well, you just like seeing cool stuff made, or you're gonna be going to a shop that has a laser and you wanna know some of the capabilities of it. We haven't been using a laser that long, but we have a pretty cool workflow that we use in order to make products like this. Today, we thought we'd share that with you. So let's head over to the laptop and knock this thing out. So what you're gonna need to make this happen is a flatbed scanner of any kind, a set of calipers, a computer, and of course the speaker you're planning on copying. In order to make the design that you need some form of design software. We found this in the App Store. It's called Aberdeen, and it's about 25 bucks, and it works for what we needed to do right now. The first thing I like to do is grab a horizontal and vertical line that is going to give me a center. Zeroing out the calipers before you start. Then I measure my speaker, and this one just is a hair past 4 inches. And I want that information because now I'm going to draw a line. If I hold down the shift key and just go down, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to change the color of that to red. Add in the length that I just took. In this case, it's 4.06 inches. If I have my movement tool here in the top left, highlighted blue, I can grab this and move it where I need it to go on my horizontal and vertical lines. If I hit Command plus, I can zoom in. I can get that exactly where it needs to be. Now it's centered. The red line is going to be there for how long this is going to be, so my maximum shape size. And as you can guess, the next measurement is going to be how wide is this. Grab my line tool, hold the shift key, and drag across. Because I used red last time, this line is going to be red. Come up to the top here and type in my measurements, 2.9. Highlight my move tool. Get it up in place, zoom in, so now I have my center point and how wide and how tall this is going to be. The next step is to take this to the flatbed scanner, scan it in. On a Mac, they have a feature called image capture. You can highlight the scanner. Now I set my scanner to black and white, 200 DPI. Grab a custom size, because I don't need all this excess, and that'll just make manipulating the image easier. Hit scan. Now this will take this image and put it on my desktop, which is where I want it. I'm done with the scanner. Move the application out of the way a little bit. Grab my scanned item and drop it in. As you can see, it's gigantic. Hit Command minus. It'll shrink the page out. Hold down the shift key, grab a corner, and when you do that, it'll keep it in scale as you're moving it out. Then Command plus to zoom back in. At this point, I just need to drag this shape so that it lines up with my red arrows. If I come over here into the top, this is how it's going to size things up. Click the center dot, hold the shift key again. My red lines are not showing up. If I grab my shape here and bring it to the bottom, they'll show up. These lines are just for scale. We can turn those off. On the left side toolbar, they have an ellipse tool. Click on that, hold down the shift button, and just draw a circle. If you hold down the shift button, that'll keep it perfectly symmetrical. The size of the circle needs to be the length of the path line we drew here. We turn that back on, we can come up here to the top. We can see it's 2.925. Go to the circle, type that number in, hit return, turn on stroke and turn off fill. Line it up. Zoom in. Once in place, come down and click on the pen tool. Click the plus icon, and we want to drop dots along our path. For this, we're going to drop a dot before this turn, after this turn, and at the top. So you're going to have 6 dots total. Grab your selection tool. We can move this up top here. We want to remove this guy, move the next 2 into place. If you'll notice here, you have a sharp and a round bend. When you click sharp, if you'll notice right here, it formed that shape. If you notice this one is still kind of round, highlight that one. It'll give us a sharp bend. Now these guys here, we're gonna definitely want the round bend. If you grab these arms here, that's what's gonna give us that shape. If you hold down the option button, it will only adjust one side, which is how we want to do this. Grab our next one, grab that, and as you pull it, it will create the shape. As you can see now, we have that corner done. We'll move on to this side. If we zoom in, make sure we have that nice and straight. We do. Need to move this guy out just a tad. The top side is done. We'll move on to the bottom side. Now we need to add in our screw points. For that, we'll come over to the speaker itself, zero out our calipers, take a measurement, see how big the circle is, ellipse tool, shift key, come over to the side, enter in that number, 0.234, return, zoom it in a bit, grab our move tool, drop it into place. Now we hit Command C, we're going to copy that. We know the width is going to be the same, it's just a little longer. Command V will give us a copy. And then we can just stretch it. Zoom in, hit our selection tool. To get our shape back. Turn off our image, and we have our basic speaker shape. This guy is now into here, and we can do whatever we want to it. In this case, we're gonna be adding this Hertz Milli Pro tweeter. Take our calipers and measure the size. Move it around a little bit. As you're getting the size, you wanna make sure that it's not too tight, but tight enough. Draw another circle. Type in our numbers. Move it tool. Zoom in, line it up. Now if you're having a hard time moving it ever so delicately, if you come over here to the top right panel, you can type in numbers here and change them, or tap these arrows and they'll move it as well. And this is our shape, this is what we're going for. If we want to add a logo to this, what you need to add in is a PNG file. See if we already have one made. We have a little 5-star logo here, drop that into place, zoom out, hit the arrow button to turn it the right direction. Shift key, drag it down to size. Now we'll copy that and paste it, put it on the opposite side, because we don't know what directions these are going to go in. That way, like one speaker goes this way, the other speaker goes that way. Now if you screw something up like I just did, if you hit Command Z, that'll put it back. I'm going to grab my line here. I want to make sure these two are in the same spot. There we go. Select File, Export. Now the key to this is having an SVG file. That's what the Glowforge is looking for. Select Export, Camaro. We want it to export to our desktop. Select Save. We'll also save this. And that's it for designing it. Now we need to go to the Glowforge website and upload it to them. The way Glowforge operates, a website-based application. Select Upload, grab your new file, select Choose. Once it's uploaded, it's going to take you to the camera view of what's inside of your Glowforge. It'll give you this purple image here. We'll drag that into shape. On the side toolbar, going to show you 3 sections. We have the 5-star piece of artwork, the 5-star piece of artwork, and then the actual speaker itself. Click on that, and we want to designate that as cut. The engraved, we're gonna call that SD graphic and SD graphic. We're gonna need 2 of these, but for right now, we'll just cut out one. Select print, it'll prepare our print. The Glowforge head will move around, check everything, predict the layout. The little white button will start blinking white. Press that. Sit back, relax, and watch your Glowforge go. Now what it likes to do first is print the images, and then it'll do the cut. So right now it's printing one little line for that 5-star. When the fans turn off, she's done. Then a Glowforge, you have a top that you lift up, a little door that you fold down. You can pull out the whole tray. This whole tray comes out so you can do deeper stuff. Just grab it, move it forward. You just want to keep it away from the laser. Grab our little piece. Test our shape against our speaker. Everything lines up. Test our tweeter, and it drops into place. This is clear acrylic. We use a lot of that. Pull off the back. And now we'll take it over a painter's booth and we'll spray paint the back black so it'll look nice if you're looking through the dash, and it'll make these little logos pop. For this, we use the Sim Black color dye. This dries really fast. We'll be able to use this in 5 minutes. Now we'll just wait 5 minutes, we'll come back. 5 minutes later, nice and dry. Remove the front piece of paper. Snap our tweeter into place. There you have it. It's all set and ready to get into the car. And that, guys, is the technique we use in order to make our speaker adapters. Depending on what you're doing, the process is a little bit different, but for the most part, it's the same steps. What do you think, Fernando?
That's right.
Yeah, what he said. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this.
Until the next one.
Yeah, more parts for this car. You guys have a great night as always. We'll see you later next time.
Bye.